On the edge of the crumbling seaside town of Drelmouth, beneath a sky perpetually veiled in heavy gray clouds, there lies an ancient well. The locals call it the Whispering Abyss, though they refuse to speak of it unless pressed. Even then, their words are shrouded in warnings and half-finished sentences, as though to finish the thought would invite something unspeakable into the air. It is said that the well predates the town itself, hewn from black stone that glistens unnaturally in moonlight. No one knows who built it, only that it has always been there. The whispers began centuries ago, soft at first, barely audible. Over time, they grew louder, more insistent, as if the well itself were alive and calling out to be heard. One stormy night, a traveler named Elias found himself stranded in Drelmouth. He was a skeptic, a man who scoffed at superstitions and sought logical explanations for the world's mysteries. The stories of the well piqued his curiosity, and despite the townsfolk's desperate pleas, he decided to investigate. Armed with a lantern and a sturdy rope, Elias descended the narrow stone steps that spiraled down into the abyss. The air grew colder with each step, the walls slick with moisture that smelled faintly of brine and decay. His lantern's light barely pierced the darkness, but it was enough to reveal carvings etched into the stone, intricate patterns that seemed to writhe and shift when viewed too closely. As he descended deeper, the whispers began. At first, they were indistinct murmurs, like whined through dead leaves. But soon, they grew clearer, forming fragmented phrases in a language Elias could not understand. The voices overlapped, rising and falling in an eerie harmony that made his skin crawl. Finally, Elias reached the bottom of the well. The space opened into a cavern vast and alien. The walls shimmered with an iridescent substance that pulsed faintly, as though alive. In the center of the cavern stood a pool of inky black water, its surface impossibly still. Elias knelt beside the pool, peering into its depths. The whispers grew deafening, now a chorus of voices that seemed to echo from within his own mind. And then he saw it, a shape moving beneath the surface, vast and coiling. It had no definitive form, only a mass of writhing tentacles and countless eyes that glowed faintly with a sickly green light. The creature gazed at Elias, and for the first time, the whispers resolved into words he could understand. "You are seen." Elias tried to flee, but the creature's presence weighed on him like a physical force. His limbs felt heavy, his breath shallow. Shadows began to rise from the pool, slithering toward him. They wrapped around his legs, his arms, pulling him closer to the water's edge. He screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the cavern, leaving only the whispers to echo in his ears. The next morning, the townsfolk found the well sealed, its black stones now smooth and seamless as if no opening had ever existed. Elias was never seen again, but on certain nights, when the wind howled through the town, the whispers could still be heard, faint and distant, calling to those foolish enough to listen. And so the Whispering Abyss remains, a silent sentinel to a mystery best left undisturbed, waiting patiently for the next curious soul to descend. Subscribe to be safe from Elias and the Whispering Abyss.